What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're going to be taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after the premiere ScamField event from yesterday. That's right, folks. Our boy started playing ScamField or Starfield, and well, I mean, it was okay, just as your boy Duty predicted. He got some level of support. It wasn't great. I think he leveled out at maybe $100 in tips, and he got a few memberships, and that was about it. So many in his chat were not happy with the game, and it should be very interesting where this goes for Phil. So I know he's playing it again today, but let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap. Notice it was short today. It was only like 5.5 minutes, so maybe he had something else to do, like you know, go do some WWE pools.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was the very first day of a brand new gaming month, September 1st, 2023. What a day. An epic day. Because today was the premiere of a brand new game everyone's anticipating. Today was my push for Master with Blanca in StreetFighter 6, which was epic. We'll talk about that in a moment. And today my shoulder is still fucking killing me. It actually feels better than it had over the course of the last week. But man, after tonight's StreetFighter stream, it hurts again. It does. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about that. If you're wondering why I'm holding my shoulders, because it's absolutely killing me. Okay? So first of all, today, Level 1 podcast, we had tons to talk about, including the Phil's Day Off segment, including game news about the closing of Volition Studios, as well as information about Super Mario Wonder. It was a great podcast today to start an awesome fall gaming season month. All right? Then, it was the premiere of Starfield. I played for 3 hours, and in a nutshell, the best way that I can describe Starfield's first 3 hours is it feels like they're trying to do Fallout in space. They're trying to get rid of some of the more hardcore RPG elements and turn it more into a, explorative first-person RPG with gunplay elements. So the gunplay is a little different than Fallout. But it really feels like this is the evolution of where they were going with their open-world RPGs. Like, they eventually wanted to get to the point where this would be what it was. And I'm only 3 hours in. I've barely scratched the surface. We're still in the intro segment explaining the main story and everything. But I would tell you, the graphics, yeah, they're disappointing only being 30 frames per second. They absolutely are. I wish that they were 60. They should be 60. It's kind of a lame excuse that they used for, oh, the world's so big and we want it to be a steady 30. It's horseshit. It should have been 60. But that's really my major complaint right now. Everything else in the game so far is pretty decent, but it's not blowing me away. It doesn't feel like they're reinventing the wheel with this game. It feels like they are doing exactly what you want, which is give you Fallout in space. That's what it feels like to me, okay? So far, so good. 3 hours, already live on the channel. Please give it a look, and if you watch that content, please do me a big solid. Please like the videos if you enjoy them, and please leave a lot of comments on them about what you think about the game, about your thoughts about overall what the game is.
Okay, so, I mean... He just said he played it for 3 hours. Mind you, an hour of it was customizing his character. So he really only played maybe about 2 hours of the game. And yet he already knows where this game is going. It's the evolution of Fallout RPG. It really isn't. It plays very similar to Fallout, where you have missions, you collect, you gather, you can craft, you can travel to certain locations. The only difference is this is in space versus a location, in a wasteland of America. That's all it really is, Phil. As it relates to this evolution that you're referring to, no, not really. I mean, the mechanics are slightly different, but of course it's a different IP, so they're not going to make it exactly like Fallout. You have the same things. You have lock picking, which you struggled with. Yeah, lock picking. You have traversing the open world. You have enemies. You have combat, either melee or with guns. It's essentially Fallout. It's Fallout with a little bit of kind of Skyrim mixed into the game. The fact you're complaining about the graphics are fine. The graphics look good. Complaining about FPS being 30, yeah, well, that's because you're playing on an Xbox. You should play on a PC. If you play it on a PC, you can hit 60 FPS plus without a problem. I think I mentioned this on my podcast. I'm playing it, and I was playing it on 4K ultra settings, and I was hitting 60 FPS without a problem. If I drop my ultra settings to high, I can probably get about 70 FPS with no problem whatsoever. So again, it's not, it's not really, well, I guess it's sort of Bethesda's fault, but a lot of it has to do with the hardware. It has to do with the Xbox Series X, and I know how much you complain and bitch about PC, but yeah, this is another example that shows why PC gaming is so much better than console. So, yeah.
And by the way, I have to approve the comments because a lot of people post up like, oh, my comment didn't show up right away, I'm not going to comment anymore. No, I have to manually approve all comments. This is what keeps the trolls and harassment out. So I am tonight going to go through all of your comments and approve them all. I'm sure there's tons on there, but I want to know your thoughts about what you think about StarField so far, the first 3 hours, okay? Please, that engagement is key. That will get more people to watch it and get more eyes on it. If you could do me that favor, I'd really appreciate it, okay? Now, tonight's late stream was Friday Night Fights.
Real quick on engagement, this is going on 2 years where he's going on about engagement on his channel, and it just hasn't materialized whatsoever. Phil, you're too late in the game. You're too late in the game. I mean, I know you've ranted and raved about views. You ranted and raved about modifying your streams and what you do, and doing editing and all that stuff, and you've poo-pooed all that stuff. And you just continue doing what you want to do. And then you had this epiphany almost 2 years ago that you said, oh, you know what? Maybe I should start listening. Maybe I should start doing things differently. Maybe I should be concerned about the algorithm. And it's too late, Phil. It's too late. The problem is you asking people to give you engagement, to leave comments, to thumbs up your videos and stuff are kind of pointless. I'll give you one example. Your podcast. You ask people for 100 likes on your podcast, but yet you private the video, and then you carve up the podcast and the gameplay into 4 different videos. You've lost all that engagement that you would have seen because you privated that podcast, and you get nothing out of it. So all those views and all that stuff just gets private. It doesn't feed into the algorithm. It just doesn't. I think you're under this conception that it does, but clearly it doesn't. But you can see by your numbers, your views, and where you sit in the algorithm. I mean, you could type in DSP gaming in the search engine, your channel will pop up as the first thing, but all of the detractor videos come up way before any of your content, and that's because we've known about the engagement game, the comment game, thumbing it up, putting some editing, putting something to it, making your videos funny. That's why we get blasted in the algorithm and you don't. So the mere fact that you're sitting here 2 years later and still asking for engagement, for thumbs up, for comments, it's kind of pointless. And the mere fact that you still review every single comment before you allow it to post is ridiculous. There is no need for that. There's no need whatsoever for that. You can simply just put in filters in your comment section. Actually, YouTube has a very broad feature where you can say moderate heavily. So anybody uses a curse word or even has a tone where they're saying stuff, you can just have that comment not even show up whatsoever. But no, you are so you're one of these people that you're a control freak essentially. And no one can say anything bad. No one can say anything critical on your comment section. So that's why you have to sit there and review every comment. And it's utterly ridiculous because if you go to your channel and you look at views, most videos get 5 comments? What's the point? What's the point, Phil? What's the point if you're going to moderate every single comment and only allow 4 or 5 comments to go through? It's just so dumb, Phil. It's just so dumb and so pointless. And you're defeating what you're trying to do. And yes, I'm here to tell you that whether it's a negative comment or a positive comment, YouTube doesn't care. It still looks at it as a comment, and that's considered engagement. Just like your thumbs up and thumbs down, it doesn't matter whether you get 100 likes and 1,000 thumbs down. You still had 1,100 pieces of engagement on your video, and it helps. But yet you refuse to accept that. And you have to have moderation because you're afraid someone may make a comment about your horse or your cat or your roommate or whatever you want to call it, right? And it's just sad. It's sad to live that way. What's the point of having a YouTube channel if you have to be such a control freak?
where I was only a few wins away from getting Blanca to 5-star diamond, and then I said, you know, we'll see how far we get towards master. Well, I stayed an extra 40 minutes on my late stream, and we were grinding towards master, and we got very close, and then I went on a string of very pissing me off losses. Characters who were just getting away with freebie stuff like Yes, Ken, and other bullshit like that. And basically, it doesn't look like it was going to happen. I ended up playing someone named Nephew, who apparently is like one of the top juries in the world, and now Nephew's trying to learn JP. So I fought him at 5-star diamond. He spanked me because he knew everything about how to counter Blanca, which was nuts. And then, get this, at the very end, I fought the best Zangief in the world, Snake Eyes. Yes, and he was amazing. We had a good match, but he was amazing, and he did something I'd never even seen before. I was like, oh my god, it blew me away how good he was. No shit, he's the best user of that character on the planet. So yeah, not surprised that I lost, okay? But because I stayed extra and I grinded away, even with my throbbing, very painful shoulder, I hit master again. So this is a great session of Blanca gameplay. Yes, there's tons of rage, but at the same time, there's lots of successes and lots of awesome gameplay and combos. Give it a look. I did really well. I think you'll enjoy this set. I was determined to do it, and I did it. So now we're at master with Blanca. That now means next time I play, it's all about Honda. We're in 5-star diamond of Honda. Within 1 to 2 sessions, we'll probably hit master Honda. Once that happens, then we will move to other characters, either Luke or Lily or a combination of the two. That's my next objective in on the PS5 version of StreetFighter 6. So enjoy. Thank you all. Great streaming day today. What's tomorrow? Well, a podcast to discuss some of the fun I had today.
Yeah, no one cares, Phil. Yeah, that's right, folks. The pro players that he's referring to is Nephew, and I forgot the other one, but essentially they spanked. They spanked our boy Phil. I actually, I usually capture the gameplay, and I did the regular gameplay because he was correct. There is tons of salt and cope during his playthrough because he got literally destroyed. He made master because of the volume of games he played, because you get points regardless of whether you win or lose. If you play a match, you get points. That's how Phil got his master. But when he came up to some real competition, Nephew especially, he got tore up, and I don't think initially he realized who it was, and the guy just naturally tore him to pieces. It was so funny. Phil was getting a little frustrated, but you can tell the guy was he knew exactly what Phil was gonna do, and he countered every single thing, and he just beat him to the punch. And I think he was a diamond 3 or something like that. Like Phil said, I think the guy's leveling up his JP. But just the mere fact that someone with the slightest experience with Street Fighter just came in and destroyed Phil is just utterly delicious. I actually recorded it and posted it as a separate video because I just wanted to show. It was like 5 minutes of just the look on Phil's face. He looked so confused and wasn't sure what the hell was going on. And then a couple of his dents in the chat actually told him, "Oh, hey, you went up against Nephew." And I know he knows who Nephew is, because as much shit as he talks, he follows the FGC regularly. He knows exactly who's playing, who knows who's in competition. He knows who are the good fighters. He knows. Phil knows. He likes to talk a lot of crap about them, but he wish he was still one of them. Phil would love nothing more than to be able to be part of that group and loved and revered, and it's never going to happen. So anyway, yeah, today is another game of StarField, so I'm expecting to Phil usually follow his patterns, and he may get 50 or 60 bucks in tips, and that's kind of it, unless of course OIC comes out and drops more memberships. Other than that, yeah, it should follow his normal pattern, and we'll see a bit of a lack in support. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.